She's obviously intelligent. She obviously knows about skincare. What the hell is she doing? Today we are reacting to Tina Craig's high-tech nighttime skincare routine. It's not just a skincare routine, it's a high-tech one. They honestly got me with a thumbnail on this one. So let's jump in. And for those who don't know or are new here, hello, my name is Cassandra Vankson. I've been an expert and in the skincare industry for over 10 years, and I've personally had acne problems for over 15 years. Ah, the flashbacks. I'm a medical esthetician and I've worked alongside and with different specialists, dermatologists, and doctors. However, I am not a dermatologist or doctor myself. That being said, I love analyzing, scrutinizing, and learning from different people's skincare routines, and that's what we're gonna do today.
Oh my god, I'm going to bed now. I am such a treat to wake up to, you have no idea.
Her self-confidence is infectious. I love it.
I have combination skin, really dry around the cheek area and very oily here in my T-zone. And I used to suffer from cosmetic confusion. I was using 13 products a day, twice a day. Sometimes I'd add a couple just in case I missed out on something. And I've really pared down my routine to just 3 key products. So between my cleansers and my skincare, it's probably about 5 or 6 products I use every day. But I am heavy on high-tech tools.
Companies, I'd like to believe that they have our best interest in mind, but a lot of times they're just trying to sell us stuff. This cosmetic confusion that she speaks about is something that is way too common, especially when you have companies creating their own skincare types and skincare charts. The truth is that in the medical side of skincare, there is no such thing as a real skin type. You can have different levels of oiliness in the skin, you can have a Fitzpatrick level, but there is no medical skin type. And categorizing these skin types is really something that cosmetic manufacturers do to try to help you find what products will work best. But again, it can be really hard to tell your skin type. I mean, even if you think you're super oily, it could be because your skin is overly dry, you've been stripping it for so long that it starts to produce its own oil and moisture. And the underlying issue is that you were dry to begin with. It's hella hard to figure out.
So rather than doing a 2-step cleansing, I combine my oil and my gel cleanser. So 1 drop of oil, and a drop of this gel cleanser. The gel cleanser has a little bit of exfoliating and it's very gentle. There's a lot of debate about whether you should...
What are you doing? I'm so sorry. What is she doing? She didn't mix these on her face. She didn't do a 2-step process. She mixed them in her hands. Okay. She literally said an oil cleanser and a regular cleanser mixed. Let me check the ingredients on these before I continue on a rant, but oh my god, what are you doing? I don't want to say I told you so or that I'm right, but oh my god. So she's using the Tula cleanser, here are the ingredients, and she's also using the Is Clinical foaming cleanser, which the ingredients are here. But when she's mixing these together in her hand, she's literally making them both less effective. The purpose of an oil cleanser is to go onto the skin and dissolve makeup, oil, dirt, etc. Then the regular cleanser can go on and break down that oil, get that oil or that film off of the skin. That's step 1 and step 2. If you're mixing those in your hand, that regular Is Clinical cleanser might try to bind to some of the oil molecules, and then guess what? If it is binding or interacting with those oil molecules, it's not binding or interacting with the oil molecules or the dirt on her face. At the end of the day, these are both cleansers, so hopefully she's still getting some sort of a cleanse, but she's essentially making both of these products less effective, wasting her money, literally washing it down the drain, and potentially not really removing her products or the dirt and environmental crap that's on her skin properly. And if the cleanser cleanses the other cleanser, it's not cleansing the dirt on your face. Ah, okay. We got off to a rocky start here, but she's obviously intelligent and beautiful, so we're gonna push through this one and see what's going on.
There's a lot of debate about whether you should dampen your face before you start taking off your makeup. So I try to use as little water as possible. So I massage my cleanser, and then rather than using too much water to rinse off my face, I use a muslin cloth. This is the thinnest muslin cloth that I've ever found. And I put on some spa cleansing water, which is like a micellar water.
Oh my god.
Kojendo.
So whether or not you should wet your face depends on what kind of makeup you're wearing. Again, if you're wearing water-based makeup, use water because like dissolves like and the water will dissolve the water-based makeup. If you're using oil-based makeup or if you have a really oily area, use oil to dissolve that. And water repels oil, so don't put on a layer of water first. So whether or not you should wet your face all depends on what you're trying to remove from it. I saw her working this around her face based on the Is Clinical one and their ingredients. It should have a slight foaming ability. Maybe the video guys edited it funny, but it doesn't look like it's foaming up or doing the work it is supposed to at all, which again supports in my mind this idea that the cleanser was combining to the oil in the other cleanser and not getting the crap off her face. I do love that she is remaining water conscious and not just letting the sink run. This cloth is great. It's also super gentle and nice on the skin. It's highly absorbent, but she's putting product on it, which tells me her cleansing didn't do the job that a cleanser is supposed to.
And I put on some spa cleansing water, which is like a micellar water from Kojen Do. So you wipe it off and be really gentle with your face. I can't stress that enough. You only have one face. And when I do wear eye makeup, which I have on today, I will use the Almay makeup wipes, but they're really small. So it really takes off.
Okay, so she just went through this great low water usage to help support the environment and, you know, make the planet better for all of us, hopefully, if global warming doesn't kill us. Okay. But then she's going in with makeup wipes. They're technically makeup remover pads, but like, look at this. Cleansing is supposed to remove your makeup and clean your face. Post-cleansing, she's now having to use 2 products, a micellar water and an eye makeup remover pad, just to get the products off her face that the cleanser was supposed to. She's trying really hard. I feel so bad just because like I see the confused consumer in her and I've been there and I've helped people who were there and it's so frustrating. Whoever is giving her advice, whoever is selling her this stuff really needs to stop.
I use the gentle version, oil-free, because I have lash extensions. You have to be really careful. Spend all that money on those lash extensions, you don't want to rip them off. Then I use my ultrasonic deep pore cleanser.
This is a skin scraper. These are actually really awesome.
Always dampen your skin before you use your ultrasonic blade because you really want to get in there. So this is when I like to use my Evian Mister. I buy one of these small ones, it's like an ounce, and it lasts me months. Just a light spritz.
So this is literally expensive, overpriced water in a can, and the device that she's about to use is actually an ultrasonic skin scrubber, and it actually kind of coaxes dirt and sebaceous filaments out of the skin, even blackheads and things like that. So it's a really cool skin scrubber. It can provide a light amount of exfoliation, but overall it's really stimulating to the skin, it's rejuvenating and stimulating to the muscles that are actually underneath the skin and that fatty layer. So I love the skin scrubber, and it's also hard to hurt yourself with it, so it is one of those products that generally for at-home use, it's not dangerous to play around with. The problem is there are a lot of people who are gonna try to sell you their awesome skin scrubber, but it doesn't have the right wavelengths, or it's really just not even ultrasound or not effective, it's just a vibrating tool. You don't want one of those, you want like an actual ultrasound one. So I can leave some recommendations in the description, or if you've used one that you like, leave a comment below so that everybody else can look at each other's comments and try to find reputable brands for that. But it's a great device and it's pretty much safe for at-home use. It's hard to go wrong with it.
The reason you want damp skin is it provides a small barrier between the ultrasonic ion cleanser and your skin. I've been using this for about a year. I got it in Japan, and it's so satisfying when you go around your nose and it cleanses everything. You see blackheads and pores. You do turn red, so I recommend doing this at night. You want to just scrape up.
Also, she's doing a great job. She's lifting. She's going from the insertion to origin with a lot of her facial muscles. And also, as she mentioned, it's really good for getting stuff out of the skin. Now, you might think you have blackheads, but you don't. These are blackheads, and these are sebaceous filaments. And a lot of people get confused by that, and they're out there buying blackhead products that are doing nothing for them because they don't have blackheads. So if you have sebaceous filaments, you want to look for different products, but these ultrasonic skin scrubbers are one of the few products that's actually good for both blackhead removal as well as removing sebaceous filaments. But for now, she's given us some good advice, just not about the cleansers. Oh, the cleansers.
This is the Hollywood EGF from Georgia Louise, who is like the celebrity facialist. So I love this tool because the micro needling part is disposable, and so you don't have to worry about bacteria getting to your skin. And there's a galvanic current that really helps induce collagen. It's all about that. And since I'm traveling, I'm a little tired, I'm gonna use this. And just gently, really gently go over your skin. And it doesn't hurt, I promise.
Okay, so, microneedling at home is something that is very dangerous for reasons that we've discussed in previous reaction videos. And here's the thing, it can be done at home if it's done properly, if it's done in a sanitary manner, and if you are a candidate. I fully understand that it's hella expensive, and I wish that consumers had more options to effective treatments that didn't cost an arm and a leg. But microneedling is one of those things you don't want to F around with for this very reason that I posted not too long ago. This is 7 days apart, just after some at-home microneedling. And here's the thing, if you go to a doctor, a dermatologist, or an esthetician just once and get the microneedling done there, they can see if anything bad happens, they can kind of show you what's going on and tell you what depths to use in the different areas of your skin, what areas to avoid, what to know about your specific genetics and your specific problems and specific face. And if you're not a candidate, they'll say, I'm not going to help you. Don't do this procedure and don't do it at home. But if you're not professionally trained in understanding the skin and how it works and how puncturing needles into your skin works, it's really easy to buy a tool online, to go home, and to destroy your face. Obviously, she looks freaking amazing. Her skin glows from the inside out, and I have a feeling that this device may have helped with that. I'm also looking at it right now, and it looks like the needles are plastic. They are 0.25 millimeters, but you can get blood with 0.25. You also need to know what products to use post. For instance, you should not pull a Kourtney Kardashian and use a vitamin C serum right after, because you're at risk of granulomas or having lumps form in the skin that you can't get rid of very easily. This is also a $350 machine. Oh, sorry, $395, so it's expensive. Let's pretend that someone professional, maybe Georgia Louise, the creator herself, addressed her skin, assessed it, and recommended this so that we can continue without cringing to the point that we get jaw pain and have to see a dentist.
A lot of us are we're just over treating our skin, and there are some tools out there are actually too strong for skin types. So this has a cover that protects it, and it limits how deep it can go. I've been doing microneedling at my doctor's office for about 12 years. It's really changed my skin. And so far I'm loving it, and you only need to use it once a week.
Finally, someone who recommends things properly. She started at her doctor's office and got cleared by her doctor medically. Then when she takes it home, she only uses it once a week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, and her skin does look amazing. The only thing is that she's going over the areas improperly. She didn't even go over her forehead much, at least I didn't see it. She went over this area, the mandible, which is the jawbone, way too many times, and then didn't do it evenly on both sides. And then there is a trigeminal nerve, and if you hit that nerve, oh, that's either pain or permanent nerve damage. Congratulations. Looks like she didn't do that, but I would just want her to get a retraining on how to properly go over each area each time and then move on. But her skin does look freaking amazing.
After I clean my face, this is when I do my rolling. This is what I do every single night. My favorite roller, Rifa. And I love this one because it has so many functions. Like you have your eye roller, which is what we've seen.
When she first said roller, I freaked out because I thought derma roller. I was like, no, don't destroy yourself. But now she's pulling up a tool. This looks like one of those jade tools or those gua sha tools. Those are really good massage enhancers. They are kind of like the cold spoon underneath the eyes 2.0 because they can stimulate product to penetrate. They can massage the skin. You can release some of the muscle tension in the skin. You have lymphatic vessels in the skin that you can kind of start to push and stimulate that lymph flow. Pretty cool. I don't know what this one is specifically. I think this was what was in the thumbnail, which is why I was initially interested in this video. But in the thumbnail, I thought it was a fish. So I don't know. It's a funny shape.
So I just do about 3 rolls. I think the rule of thumb is just 3 if you don't know how many times you should roll. And then of course you have the eye roller. And then for your forehead, upwards and outwards. I used to use 13 products a day, twice a day. Now, I've pared it down to just 3 products. And so I developed UBeauty resurfacing compound with one of the top medical grade labs in Italy. I thought to myself, you know, we put a man on the moon. Why can't we create one really great product, not to replace all the products in the world, but how about just 6 of them? So the resurfacing compound.
So I love this idea of paring down your skincare routine to only use what you need. But again, let's actually look at the ingredients, turn and learn, so that we know what's actually the story of this product.
So the resurfacing compound is your toner, your glycolic and multi-hydroxy acids, your vitamins A, C, and E, and your hyaluronic acid. Right. So I use about 1.5 pumps. So it also refines your pores and it tones, lightly hydrates, brightens because of the high levels of vitamin C, and tightens. And it feels like a taut shield. Everyone who's used it, beauty editors, have told me when they put it on, they feel like immediate tightening.
I don't believe that something should be replacing your toner, your serum, and your moisturizer, because those all have very different purposes. Your toner is meant to tone the skin, balance the pH, maybe be an astringent, so to remove bacteria, and prep your skin to absorb the next round of products. Your serum is supposed to go deep, like your hyaluronic acid. You want to get that into the skin. I'm glad it works for her. Her skin looks flippin' great. I just would not pay $150 for a bottle of vitamin C and aloe vera water leaf juice. That's all.
My resurfacing compound is completely dry. It's time to moisturize.
Oh,
My
she does
favorite
moisturize.
moisturizer is Augustinus Bader's Rich Cream.
Augustinus Bader Rich Cream. Sounds like someone that Socrates would be friends with. It's basically a bunch of oils infused with a couple of ingredients. And I know some skincare brands that you can get online, literally The Ordinary and the Inky List, where you could get these ingredients for much less money and then just mix them in with some cheap sunflower oil if you want. You don't have to spend $150 on a product like this.
But to be honest, I don't love cleaning my face because you're taking makeup off. And when you're putting it on, it's like exciting you're going out. Because as a kid, I always hated going to bed. And here's another.
I love that she's honest about that, but taking off my makeup at the end of the day is like my favorite time of day. I think that comes from having acne. I felt like I was always trying to hide or cover myself, and it was really nice to kind of let go of that at the end of the day and just be okay in my own skin. But hey, to each their own.
So you don't waste product. Use the back of your hands.
Yes.
Oh, there you go. See? I'm Chinese, and in our culture, good skin is the highest praise. And from the time I was 5 years old, I remember my grandmother just piling my plate full of chicken feet, and then she would tell me to eat chicken butt. She's like, this is gonna be the best skin. And then I was force-fed bone broth every single day because we believed in beauty from the inside out. And now I know the reason she was force-feeding me chicken butt, I think was because I was the youngest, and Chinese people don't like to waste. And so they gave it to the little kids, telling them that they'll have good skin. But chicken feet was because of the collagen. That's an actual thing. So I love chicken feet. I was trying to find some to eat tonight, but it's hard to find chicken feet delivery in New York City. Shocking, I know.
I don't want people judging me for what I eat, so I try not to judge other people for what they eat, even if it goes against morals and values. I especially love that she opened up about her history and her culture. That's something really interesting that I didn't know. The only thing that I would say is that beauty from the inside out is totally a thing. However, the nutritional pathways of collagen consumption do not mean more collagen in your skin or more collagen in your body. But let me tell you, if you eat a fish with a bunch of fish scales, does your skin turn all scaly and into a fish? No, it doesn't. If you eat the collagen, aka the feet of another animal or the connective tissue, does your body all of a sudden grow more connective tissue? No, it doesn't work that way. Everything that you eat gets broken down into little particles called amino acids that your body can't distinguish where it came from. Then those little pieces are sent throughout your bloodstream, throughout your body where they need to go most. They might be reassembled into something internally that's totally different and have nothing to do with the outside of your skin. As long as you're eating a nutritionally balanced diet, you should be fine. If you're looking to supplement for beauty, there are other things that go way further. Be a conscious consumer. That's all I have to say.
BEAUTÉ Eye Creme Supreme. One of the reasons I love it is for this free roller. Remember, I'm Chinese. I love anything free. And you have to be really delicate around the eyes. I know I've said this earlier and I want to say it again. There's no sebaceous glands.
You already know how I feel about eye creams. Second off, you do have sebaceous glands around the eye area. There might not be as many as the rest of your face, but you have little hairs down there. And you actually have sebaceous glands in your eyes, by the way, called meibomian glands. And they're the reason that your eye stays lubricated and works. She is right, the device, the little tool, is pretty cool, I must admit. But overall, eye creams, please don't waste your money.
Now that I'm in skincare, I found out so many reasons why we have puffiness and dark circles. So as we age, our vascular function is not as good as it was when we were like 5 years old. So as the vasculars weaken, then fluids drain into your face.
As the vasculars weaken, fluid drains into your face. That is not exactly how it works. The thing is that the reason that eye creams don't always work is because there's 3 separate problems that you might want to try to treat. There's purple, which is a color, there's puffiness, which is a condition, and then there's wrinkles, which has to do with collagen and elastin and skin flexibility. All 3 of those are totally different, and you need different ingredients to treat all of those. You do have little capillaries down here. The walls can get weaker, and like the little endothelial cells may not work the way they used to, and they don't really drip fluids throughout your face. That's not a thing. Your body does have lymph fluid, which can hang out in between cells, and your body processes like 20 liters of that a day, I believe. I believe it's 20. But that lymph gets reabsorbed into the body and doesn't just hang around there. Don't worry, you don't have fluid seeping through your face unless you have an infection and you have some sort of pussy mass that's growing. And in that case, please go see the doctor, because that doesn't sound very fun.
And then it kind of collects under the eye, so you want to roll it gently. And then I tap. You want to tap. Never rub. You can tap or you can gently do it in circular motions and pretend you're a facialist. There you go. And then if you have any leftover excess, again, don't waste, put on your lips.
Again, here's the problem. A lot of what's on our lips, we end up eating or ingesting. There could be ingredients in an eye cream that you would not want to ingest. Again, it's probably negligible amounts because you're not like sitting there licking it out of the tube. But at the same time, it's not a good practice. Get yourself an actual lip product.
So now I've applied my 3 products and I want to make sure it really works for me and it's absorbed deep into the skin. So I love using Skin Ink Trilite. Red is for wrinkles. Blue is for acne, yellow is for skin brightening and pigmentation, so I do orange. Or you could do purple if you're more oily.
So this is another one of those LED devices, light emitting diode, and it's the idea of using a small spectrum of the visible light spectrum to stimulate certain actions in the skin. These are used in office. The one thing is that you should have eye protection. I'm assuming that this device is not as strong at home, so therefore maybe you don't need eye protection. But if you're using something that's really going to do something good, you're gonna need eye protection.
And I just gently roll it across your face. I read LED light is really safe, but always err on the cautious side, people. So
I like her.
I go around the pigmentation and I let it sit there. If you're in really dry weather or you're in the mountains or even at the beach, extreme weather conditions, I like to take care of my lips. And this is a lip polish from Is Clinical, like lip scrubber. I'm kind of like making out with it. This is a lip balm.
She uses lip products, yay!
When I'm traveling to extreme conditions like Aspen or going to some remote island and it's hot and my skin gets a little dry, I like to add just sometimes a little drop of Vintner's Daughter oil and I dab it. Don't be afraid of oil, guys. I think it's such a misconception when people think, well, I have oily skin, I can't use oil. Oil actually helps control oil. When you over dry your skin, gets all dehydrated and you think because you have to over cleanse and then you break out because your skin is working overtime to produce oils because you're over drying it. So oil combats oil.
This serum is really expensive. The main component is grapeseed oil, that's the carrier oil, and then there's a bunch of other botanical oils dispersed within it. Now, oils have been used for thousands of years, but more evidence is there that any fragrant or plant-derived oils can be an irritant. So this is not true for everyone, but please be aware, and especially with anything that is volatile. Again, a volatile molecule basically means that you can smell it because of the way it is built. But if you have something that smells really heavily, whether it's from a fragrance or from an oil or an essential oil, always patch test it first because you don't want to have a reaction. But if it's working for her, it is creating a little barrier on the outside of the skin. And you know what? She looks great, so.
This is my latest contraption. I feel like I'm a mad scientist sometimes in my own bathroom. I have all these things. This is the TRIPOLLAR, and it releases a radio fractional wave, the way you would get when you go for your RF treatments at your doctor.
So this is actually really cool. I don't know this product in particular, but radio frequency in general is awesome. This can stimulate collagen, which is what gives your skin structure, can stimulate elastin, which is like what gives your skin flexibility. It can stimulate hyaluronic acid because yes, your body produces its own hyaluronic acid. And you know, in clinical offices, there are settings that you can use to like dial it up or dial it down. This at-home one doesn't seem to have that, but there is a lot of science behind radio frequency, and radio frequency plus microneedling in a professional setting is so good. There is Secret by Cutera. That is an excellent treatment, especially if you're a candidate for it. But I like all of the devices that she's using. It's really refreshing.
It doesn't hurt, by the way. Stimulate collagen growth and remodel your dermis from the inside out. This is called a TRIPOLLAR. But I have done radio fractional treatments, Secret RF, which is a microneedling with radio fractional waves, and it does help with tightening.
That's literally, okay, sorry. Literally, I have to give myself a pat on the back. Oh, I have to give her a pat on the back. We think alike, and I'm kind of into it. Except for the cleansing disaster. That I'm not into. I like what she's doing. She proceeds to do some body treatments, some neck and chest anti-aging patches, which deserve a deep dive on ingredients, and then she takes a CBD supplement. But this video is long enough already, so if you want a bonus video on that, let me know and I'll consider it. But you've made it this far in the video, why not like and subscribe if you haven't already? You can that like button and whoosh, that subscribe button for more skin science, empowerment, and inspiration. I love you beautiful butterflies inside and out, and there's some more reaction videos over here if you haven't seen them. Love you guys. Bye.